Lesson 1-9, Addition and Subtraction of Decimals. Today we will be adding 3 or more decimals and subtracting decimals with multiple regrouping. For today's example, we're going to take a look at the story problem. A recent survey shows the amount of liquid that the average person consumes per year. 43.7 gallons of juice, 37.3 gallons of water, 27.3 gallons of coffee, 21.1 gallons of milk, and 8.1 gallons of soda. How many more gallons of juice, water, and milk were consumed than coffee and soda? So in order to figure this out, we need to go through a couple of steps. We first need to figure out how many more gallons of juice, water, and milk and add those together. We see we have 43.7 gallons of juice, 37.3 gallons of water, and 21.1 gallons of milk. So we need to add those together. So I'm going to write 43.7, 37.3, and 21.1. Remember to always keep your decimals lined up and all of your digits lined up. And then we just add it together. 7 plus 3 plus 1 is 11. Carry the 1. I bring the decimal down right away. 7 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. 102.1 gallons. I'm going to label that with a G. Then I need to look at my coffee and soda. And I look here and see it's 27.3 gallons of coffee and only 8.1 gallons of soda. I'm going to add those together. So I have 27.3 plus 8.1. Keeping my decimals lined up, and I add them together. 3 plus 1 is 2. Put down my decimal. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry the 1. 2 plus 1, 35.2 gallons. Now I'm going to have to subtract 35.2 from the 102.1. Now I have the problem all set up, so now all that's left is for me to do the subtraction. As I take a look, I notice I'm going to have to do some regrouping. So 1 minus 4 I need to borrow and regroup. So now I have 11 minus 4 is 7. Bring down my decimal. 1 minus 5 I can't do, so I need to borrow. So I'm going to take 1 away here. That's a 0 and a 9. Carry the 1. 11 minus 5 is 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. And I label it with the gallons. So my answer is 66.7 gallons. Let's take a look at another example. 52.9045 plus 63 plus 0.7386 plus 5.92 equals. So our first step, remember, is to line them all up according to place value and their decimals. So that will look like this. As you can see, I've lined up, or I've added extra zeros to fill in as placeholders. So instead of 63, I put the decimal point and added all of the zeros, and I added a couple zeros down here as placeholders. So that way everything is all nice and lined up according to place value, and all of my decimals are all nice and lined up. So as I add these up, all of them should stay in their appropriate spot. So let's go ahead and add these up. So I get 11, carry my 1, and then I have 13, carry the 1, 6, and then 16 plus 9 is 25, carry a 2, put my decimal point down, make that bigger, and then I have here, I have 22, okay, here I get 12, carry the 1, So my answer is 122, let me write that better, 122.5631. Let's look at one more example of subtraction. For this example, we have 0.067 minus 0.0095. Our first step will be, you're right, line them up and make sure those decimals are lined up. Okay, so I've lined them up. My decimals are all in a line, and you can see that I've put a 0 here as a placeholder, and now all that's left is to subtract. So now I'm going to take a look, and I can't do 0 minus 5, so I need to borrow. That becomes a 6, and I carry the 1. 10 minus 5 is 5. 6 minus 9 I can't do, so I need to borrow. So now I have 16 minus 9, and that equals 7. 5 minus 0, and 0 minus 0. Bring my decimal point down, and 0 minus 0. So my answer is 0.0575. In order to check my answer, I will add my answer. So the difference here, I'll add this to the smaller number and make sure that I get this top number. So I'll just do that right below there. And I'll just add 0.0095. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 9 plus 1 plus 7 is 17. Carry the 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. 0 plus 0. And let's check. 0.0670. 0.0670. So my answer checks out. Remember, if you need to review any part of the lesson, go ahead and rewatch and pause as needed.